My Awesome Empire. Coming up, 10-year-old Cece tells us what it takes to become great at making music. We'll be right back.
Start college as a student. Start growing as a leader. Start your career as an officer. Start strong. When you register to take Army ROTC course electives, you'll be on the path to leadership. You'll also learn lessons that go beyond the classroom. And as an Army ROTC cadet, you may be eligible for full tuition scholarship and a monthly allowance of up to $500. When you graduate and complete Army ROTC, you will leave ready to lead as an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. To find out more, visit your Army ROTC representative. Contact Army ROTC San Bernardino at 909-537-5533 or visit armyrotc.csusb.edu for more information. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the United States Army.
Welcome back to My Awesome Empire. As we close our program today, we meet 10-year-old Cece.
My name is Sierra Faith Thompson, but I like to be called Cece. I am 10 years old. I go to school at Excel Prep Academy. I live in Moreno Valley. You know what makes me special? I like to do anything that involves music, swimming, and gymnastics. My special music instrument is the piano, and I love to sing. I can sing very high notes. I am in choir. I love the choir. I am very talented. Do you know what it takes to become great at music? I'll tell you because I know. It takes a lot of practice and dedication, and also love. I think I'll probably be making music forever.
Thanks, Cece, and thank you for joining us today for My Awesome Empire. Do you know someone extraordinary that we should feature on our program? Write to us, My Awesome Empire at csusb.edu. Thanks to student producer co-hosts Nathan Runyon and Amanda Fernandez, to engineer Cesar Perez, and chief production engineer Arnold Robles. My Awesome Empire is a production of the College of Arts and Letters at California State University, San Bernardino, celebrating 50 amazing years of transforming lives. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lacey Kendall. Have an awesome week.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
Ha, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. So just sit back and relax because the show's about to start. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, i.e. this is KCAA AM 1050, and you are on Down to Earth Talk Radio with Mr. Inland Empire and Let's Talk Community. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We have a great show for you today, and we want to get the housekeeping out of the way. Remember, if you want to call in and speak to us, if you are here in the Inland Empire, it's 1-909-888-5222. And remember, you can hear us on AM 1050, or you can also hear us on 106.5 FM. And we also are live and online at kcaaradio.com. And don't forget, if you miss our show, or if you catch the tail end, or if you listen to it, you just want to listen to it again and watch us live on the video podcast, just go to Let's Talk Community on Facebook, put that in, you'll see my beautiful face behind this microphone, and you'll know you're at the right place. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. Once again, Mr. Little Saint is off. He's in Bakersfield today doing his thing, doing audio for the motivational speaking for Les Brown. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. He's still doing his thing. He just came back from an awesome venture out into Alabama and New Orleans. He had a good time. He turned work into a vacation, which I say everybody should do, because if you don't make time for yourself, you will regret it later. I promise you. Ask my father. All right. Today we got a chance to do some awesome things. I ran errands, but before I was running errands for the family, I got a chance to call in and talk to Mr. Joe Britt from Kcaa Racing Live every Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon. And I got a chance to talk to him about what we did out at the NASCAR racetrack on Sunday. Yes, Mr. Inlet Umpire was asked to come out and be part of the media experience out there at the Auto Club Speedway for Auto Club 400. And I am not a NASCAR enthusiast at all, but I think I kind of caught the bug a little bit being out there around the experience. The Speedway was really cool to give us a great access pass, and we had a lot of fun. I was hanging out in the pits all day long. I was chewing on the rubber, and I actually got a pretty cool still picture of Danica Patrick getting spun out on the track. And I agree with you, Danica. I think you did it on purpose. But anyway, so it was great talking to Mr. Britt from Kcaa Racing Radio about what we were doing out there. And if you miss his show, he has also a podcast, and we like to share our cohort shows from time to time. So if you head over to Let's Talk Community, I promise, especially since I was on the show, little plug, I gave some shameless plugs there. I will share it on Let's Talk Community. So just come back to Let's Talk Community and we'll get you plugged in with everybody, because Mr. Inlet Umpire is going to make it easy for you to find everybody that you're looking for on social media, because that's what we do. So I want to give a shout out to Local Homes for You. They are your number one choice for everything that you want to do here in the Inlet Empire when it comes to selling, buying, or refinancing a home. If you give them a call at 562-234-9057, that's 562-234-9057, they will help you with whatever you need. And what's also awesome about Local Homes for You is you can text them. So first it was texting for 911, but now you can text your realtor and you can set up buying one of his beautiful homes or selling your beautiful home through text message. So he's keeping up with you millennials, and he's also keeping up with the times and making it easier for you to get to him. So you can also find him, Local Homes for You, number 4U, all one word, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The man is everywhere. So there you go, Armando. Thank you, and I hope you have a good Easter. We also want to say, if you're looking for the best pizza and dollar Bud Lights in the city of Fontana, you can go no farther than My NY Pizza on Foothill, right next to the new DMV, right there on Foothill on Route 66. You got to head over to My NY Pizza, and if you go to our Facebook page, we will hook you up with them and how to get over there. Great stuff over there. And we can't forget about Inlet Empire Explorer, the number one place to go for videos and entertainment here in the Inlet Empire. Joel Green takes you through the Inlet Empire like nobody else does. He will take you to see everything there is to do here in the IE. And also, if you're looking for your fun time guide, you cannot forget about IE Shine On. That's ieshineon.com. They are your number one fun go-to guide in the Inlet Empire. So, okay, now that we got all the housekeeping out of the way, I just want to thank everybody for coming. We had some craziness in our country the last few days and over the last week. While the president was over in Cuba hobnobbing with the dictators down there, we had poor people back in Europe. They had a terrorist attack out there, so we just want to send our well wishes out to the people in Europe who had the glory of being another victim of ISIS terrorists. And then here locally in Redlands, we got a chance to see Redlands PD most excellent response to an active shooter situation, and it could have been a lot worse. We're happy to hear that at least the young lady who was a victim of that is in the hospital. Last I heard, she's still in critical condition, but she's fighting for her life. Bad guy is dead. Way to go, Redlands PD. Saved us on court costs. And I'm glad that the other victim was just shot in the finger. I hope it wasn't his finger he uses, like a pointer finger, or that other finger. But needless to say, Chief Garcia, you did a great job informing the public. Redlands PD, whoop, you guys did an awesome job. We want to give a shout out to all our public safety guys out there, especially me. I'm big time cop fan. Even when you guys were driving me crazy, I know your job's not easy. It's very hard. And it was kind of sad. I was cruising through Facebook today as I was preparing for today's show, and I came across an article on policeone.com, and they was talking about are you law enforcement officers who have the option of a take-home unit. If you guys don't know what a take-home unit is those cops who live in your neighborhood who have a patrol car or a motorcycle parked in their driveway, they get a chance to take that unit home. And they like that because they keep it clean. They don't have to worry about who else has been in it. They don't have to worry about coming to a dirty unit at the start of their shift. And they're easily taken care of. And when a cop gets called on a situation like in Redlands where, you have everybody tied up, so you bring in other officers to cover the city, you don't have to worry about getting to the station, then getting your unit. You just gear up, get in your car, and you're ready to go. So, and what sucks was now they're having to teach officers ways to better protect themselves because your unit now can be used against you in your home. So people, whether you got a bad ticket or you had a bad experience because someone in your family was a knucklehead, 90% of cops are there to do their job, and they're putting their lives on the line on a daily basis to protect you. And they're just as they have the same expectation to go home at the end of the night to their families as you do. So if you do as they say, you're going to go home to your families, or at least be able to see your families through the bars. But if you don't, then they have to keep themselves and other people safe too. So off my soapbox. Thank you. All right. So I had a chance to, still on the law enforcement side of things, I had a chance to go to the second annual Rialto Fallen Police Officer Memorial 5K. And this year it wasn't held at the police station, which I was kind of bummed about, but it was held at Ferguson Park, right?
Yes.
It was held at Ferguson Park up in Las Colinas, and they had vendors last year, but I don't know, for some reason I cruised to the vendors, maybe because I didn't run it this year. Yeah, I wasn't doing that to my leg this year. I wasn't going to punish myself. I punished myself last year. I wasn't going to do it to myself, so I hung out while my wife and oldest daughter, they ran. I hung out with the baby, and I got a chance to talk to some of the vendors. And the vendors were cool. 991 was there. They did an awesome job. But one of the vendors that stood out the most was a vendor who I've coming to know about them more. They do a lot in the community. They're constantly getting out into the community. And so I want to introduce you guys to Kcaa.
Yes.
From NutriShop in North Fontana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm happy to see you made it here. I heard you were coming from an Easter celebration.
Yes. All the way in Claremont.
Wow. That's a long way away. Well, thank you for coming out and joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So tell us, how did you get into, because I saw on your business card it said you were a sports nutritionist or something.
Yes. I became a certified sports nutritionist about 10 to 12 years ago. I can't even remember the day anymore. It's been so long.
Is that something you did to work at NutriShop, or was that something you
did?
Okay.
Yes.
So
it was to work at NutriShop.
Because watching you, me and my two kiddos who are always with me, those of you who know me, who have ever been to me or anything, I'm always with my kids. Sorry, they were tearing up the store.
Oh, no, it's okay.
But I was watching you interact with the customers. You actually know the store. It's not like walking into one of those other stores that I won't name to start with G and end with C, and feel like you don't belong, or feel like the people there are just retail sales. They can't explain the product to you, and you really could explain the product. And that stood out to me as I was watching you deal with some of your customers, and you knew what your customers were coming in for. That was cool. It was almost like being in a restaurant and having a regular walk in, and the waitress go, yeah, you want your cheeseburger with red onions, and you want the sweet potato fries, and you want an iced tea. I got you, and you don't have to say nothing. Just walk up, sit down. Your food's coming for you. So that was really cool too. That I really like that you did that.
Yes, we have a lot of regulars, and we have new people on a constant basis, thanks to our going out and being in the community. But helping our regulars, we learn what they like, we learn what they need. We do so many different things with them. Since I have so much experience working for NutriShop, I have learned a lot on my own. I have learned a lot from customers. Every customer that comes in teaches you something new sometimes, certain vitamins or new herbs or new things that are coming out. You can never know everything, but I really try to keep up with as much as possible.
And one of the things they tell you in sales is always be selling, right?
Yes.
And even when I'm in there talking to her, trying to prepare for this interview, she's selling me on something that I'm actually probably going to go back and buy. I'm really reluctant because I'm just like, don't want to do all this.
I thought about that afterwards. I was like, that kind of came off like I was trying to sell him something. But no, it was just something that I thought would definitely help you.
No, and I talked to my wife about it, and I'm like, it sounded really good. She's like, why didn't you buy it? I'm all, well, I didn't have my gift card on me. Because I won a gift card to NutriShop, which we'll talk about in a second. And then I was like, you know me. I hate buying stuff on the spot. And she's like, oh, I know. So
but I almost had you.
Almost. Well, you basically did. I'll be back. And I'm going to buy it from Fontana because I love the store. It just, I don't know. It had everything that I thought someone would need. The store was laid out really nice. It felt comfortable in there. It was cool.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's summer already. I don't know what's going on.
It's catching up to us really fast.
I don't know what happened to El Nino, but he did not come, or maybe he brought hotness.
And I love the rain too.
Yeah, we all do. But so one of the things that we were talking about, how did you get started with NutriShop?
Well, I worked for other NutriShops before. So I worked when there was an Ontario store. I worked there for a few years, and then I got hired on to Highland and managed Highland and Kcaa. And then after that, I branched off and opened my own.
And what made you think I have to open my own?
Well, I was working so many hours, and at that point, it's like, well, I might as well just make my own money.
It's kind of like when you're renting for so long, and you're like, why don't I just buy a house already?
Exactly.
Why am I making someone else money? Exactly. We're right here on the same wavelength. I like this.
Yes.
So, and what's kind of funny is going back to the gift card I said I own, I was actually at a real estate mixer at Caldwell Realty. Give you guys a little free shout out there over in Highland, and I won a gift card with a cool cup and a towel, which I actually used that cup a few times. I put soda in it. Sorry, nothing healthy.
No, at least say water.
I'm pouring Mountain Dew into it. My daughter looks at me. She's 7, by the way. And she's all, "Is that what that's for?" I'm all, "Go. No judgment here."
At least you're still advertising for us.
So, but come to find out that Dan Caldwell, the owner of the Highland.
Yes,
NutriShop.
correct. Yeah, I worked there for a few years.
So we were talking about, because I've noticed, getting to know some of the people who work in the NutriShops, they really have a community feel about them. It's almost like 7 degrees of separation. Eventually, you'll get back to someone knowing someone else in NutriShop, especially here in the Inland Empire. It's kind of cool.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yes, and that's
what you want.
That's why I started this show, was because I was like, we need to talk about the community. We need to talk about us getting back, because technology has really, in my opinion, has pulled the community apart, because we don't get out and socialize anymore. I mean, I know the people in my neighborhood because I'm a nosy person, but I mean, do you know the people in your neighborhood?
Well, I do have one nosy neighbor.
So you know the nosy neighbor, right?
I know the nosy neighbor, and it's not you. And then, other than that, a few, just hi and bye. And
what's funny is Monday in my neighborhood, the power went out, and everybody came out of their houses, and it was during spring break, so all the kids started playing, and I'm like, it takes the power to go out.
That's how
to
it
bring
should
us
be
outside
all the time.
So I think I'm just gonna call Edison and say we need a weekly power outage so everyone can just kind of come out and
enjoy it. Yeah. Well, maybe you can have like a Easter holiday thing in your neighborhood.
We actually
start it.
We actually we run the largest neighborhood watch program in the city of Rialto, and but yeah, it's still so hard. We've actually given up and we've actually said technology. So thankfully there's things like Nextdoor and Facebook that 90% of the community uses, and so we look for ways to integrate to people. So, but one of the besides the cool hats that I was checking out, because I'm a hat guy, what are some of the other things that people, I'm pretty sure a lot of us that haven't been in your shop yet, we're probably fitness novices, or we're probably just like professional couch potatoes or radio listeners. What would be some of the things that would be good for us to come in and check out inside your shop?
We have a variety of selection. I mean, we have things for weight loss, weight gain. Yes, people have to gain weight. If your kid plays sports, we have things for kids, adults, older people, vitamins, just everything that's just general health to supplements. We do have clothing. We do have just bars and drinks and protein chips and just snacks that you can try to make your life a little bit healthier. I mean, you can still have chips, but they'll have protein in them. So, hey, that's, you got to compromise a little. So we do have different things like that.
It was funny, as we're standing in the shop, my daughters are pointing out some of the stuff that my wife buys online. She's like, mommy has that. And I'm like, oh, what is that?
You don't even know what it is.
No, she's the fitness person in the family. I'm the one that sits there and watches the kids so she can get her workouts in. So,
well, maybe you can start doing something with her.
I need to. It was kind of cool too. Is one of the guys that was working your booth there? He actually works at LA Fitness, and he did some really cool things for Eisenhower High School's golf tournament. And that was one of the reasons that we started talking, because my father-in-law, who is a auto shop teacher, he is not a salesperson, was working those booths that day.
Yes, he was.
He was working it. Like, I told him when he retires from education that he needs to come work for me and help me sell advertising, because he was a beast. He raised hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in whole sponsorships and raffle prizes and stuff for that golf tournament they had last Friday, and it was awesome. So, but that was like, we started talking, and you guys were so big about giving back that I was like, okay, we need to have. I've seen you guys on Facebook. I've seen you on Instagram. We need to have you in the studio to talk about what makes you want to. So, what makes you want to give back to the community?
Well, we're made from the community, If we don't give back, I just feel that we're not doing our part. And we want a healthy Fontana, just how the mayor is so adamant about it. I mean, she's a customer of mine too. So,
oh, yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, she comes in and she has her meal bag that she carries her meals with when she's on point. She goes to the gym. So talking to her, she just has helped us a lot in expanding into the community and being involved. We do the 5K run for Fontana. We work with the high schools with all the kids. We like to donate money. We donate shirts to them so that they could wear for their football season. We just try to network with as many people as we can to get it out there and show people that there's ways to try to be healthy. It's hard. We're all busy. We all have kids, family, jobs, everything going on. And so even if you're a little bit of an example for your kids, that'll teach them to eat a little bit healthier. That'll help them not have so many diseases and things later on in the future. So we just want to educate them a little bit. And that's really what I like to do.
Yeah, it was really cool about the giving back, because we actually just wrote a story about the Rialto High School cheer team came back with a first place win in nationals, and as I was writing about that, the Mr. Serda from Summit High School, he let me know that the Summit cheer team also came back with a first place win at nationals. So it's just really cool that we have all these awesome athletes. I mean, Fontana had some really cool, really good kids that got some scholarships to some big schools, and so just keeping out there in the community, keeping the kids positive, keeping them healthy. And we don't do that by hiding back inside of our closed doors, but we got to get out. And what I love, as you said, is networking, because networking is key. A lot of small businesses, large businesses, nonprofits, they don't get the value in networking.
Right.
We tell people all the time when they're, coming to Mystery Inlet Empire for all your advertising services that you can't just rely. They tell me, I do social media. And I'm like, what do you do for social media? I have my Facebook. I was like, and how many new friends have you made on Facebook in this month? Oh, a few. I was like, so your network's expanded by 7.
Right.
Oh. I was like, so that's when you network with other businesses, other people, other organizations to get into their network. So then you just grew by 2,000 in a month.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool about getting out into the community, is you actually can put a face to the business. They see you out there, and people are more likely to come in and check you
Oh,
out.
yeah, definitely.
'Cause even if they don't want nothing to do with fitness, if one of their friends said, I need some protein powder. This lady from NutriShop, she was out at the kids' soccer game. You should go up there and check her out. And so
I actually just had my gardener. He just referred someone over to me, which is really nice, because he's really good at networking and doing all that stuff. And one of his friends said, hey, I'm trying to, I'm getting back into my fitness routine, and sure enough, he sent her over, and we got her hooked up with a meal plan. She got on the InBody machine to see what her weight loss and her fat loss goals were, and so really, and any little bit helps.
Yeah. So you just talked about the InBody machine. Why don't you explain? That's the thing that makes NutriShop different to the other fitness nutrition places, right?
Yes, definitely. InBody machine is electromagnetic machine, and what that does, it reads off of your bare foot and your fingertips, and it tells you how much weight you are, your muscle weight, your fat weight, and how much water you have. So you can come in every month and do it for free, which is also a really nice thing. Other places like gyms and stuff normally charge $75 just to do that.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big, nice incentive. And that also helps us help you in showing you how to eat better or what supplements you may take to help reduce your body fat and help you grow more muscle. Because in the end, the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn doing nothing, which is nice.
Yeah. And one of the things that I saw on your guys' Facebook page, I think it was the correlation to how much a pound of fat is to a pound of muscle kind of thing. So correlation of, and I think that's really key for people, because I know this as a former high school athlete and someone who took a lot of nutrition classes in college, was that there's a difference between how the two weigh and the way they look and stuff, but a lot of people don't get that, and they just
they think a pound is a pound. So you can get on a scale and say, oh my gosh, I lost 5 pounds. You don't know if you lost muscle, water, or fat, So that's where our machine comes in, and it really guides you. And, maybe you lost 5 pounds of muscle. That's not what you want.
No, you do not want to lose muscle.
Yeah, so if you lost 5 pounds of fat, oh my God, that's awesome, But that's where a normal scale and the InBody machine are completely different.
So how long have you guys been open up there in North Fontana?
We just had our 7-year anniversary.
And you have a party coming up, don't you?
Yes, April 16th. We will be having a 7th-year anniversary. We'll be having vendors. The Chamber of Commerce will come out and give us a nice celebration. We will be having food, drinks, samples, you name it, we'll have it.
What time is the party start?
10:30 a.m.
Oh,
early.
So early.
Yeah.
So for all you early birds.
Yes, we'll be having a big sale too, and a lot of raffles, giveaways. Anything you can think of, we'll be doing it.
What day does that fall on?
It's on a Saturday.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like, people don't like early in the Inland Empire during the week.
Oh, no, not during the week, because everyone works. But no, we did it on Saturday. We did it early just because of the chamber. It's a little bit easier for them to make it.
Well, it's easier because Saturday, it seems like there's more stuff going on in the Inland Empire than there's ever been.
Oh, yeah. I know. My husband was just saying, oh, my gosh, we have things scheduled every weekend. I'm tired. So.
Especially with you guys' work schedules, I can imagine being a business owner and with his job, it's...
Definitely, yeah. And then kids on top of it and all that good stuff.
Kids. Love them, but...
They're time consuming.
Crazy. And what's kind of cool is in Redlands, they just opened a brand new movie theater. Have you heard about that?
No.
They actually have a movie theater with a daycare center.
Oh, what?
And leather back seats.
Oh, I'm going to have to go.
Me and my wife got to go, too, because there's some Marvel movies coming out that I want to see, and we have no babysitters.
Well, I haven't taken my twins to the movies yet. I'm scared. I was waiting till they're 5, but they're only 3.5, so we're almost there.
We took a 3-year-old to see the Charlie Brown movie over Thanksgiving, and that was interesting. She got up a lot. I was glad it was a kid movie. So
yeah, you see, that's why I'm kind of scared. But that whole daycare thing, that's a good idea.
Our go-to has been the drive-in. They still have a couple drive-ins in Riverside, and the kids can do whatever they want. We have a nice big car. They can crawl around in it. They can hang out in little chairs outside. It gives us more freedom.
Yeah, that's true, and you don't have people complaining about them.
Right.
They're telling you, shh.
Yeah, shut your kids up. Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So where can people find you if they don't know what North Fontana means? What's the address of the shop?
The address is 16135 Sierra Lakes Parkway.
And you're right next to what?
Nail shop, professional nails or something, and then the dental office.
And the-
My pickup sticks, Walgreens.
I was gonna say the best way to find her is in that same strip as the pickup sticks. 'Cause
Yes.
that's the only pickup sticks in Fontana.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah,
in North
possibly.
Fontana.
Yeah,
In North
so
Fontana.
we're right off of the 210 and Citrus. You'll see us off the freeway.
You guys got to get in there. You got to check her out. It's a really cool store. She's in there a lot, I've heard, and that's kind of cool too. Is you don't most of the time when people get super successful, they don't really they leave it to the minions and they pop in to scare their employees all the time. What's kind of cool is she seems to be there helping you. And like I said, I watched her with a couple customers, and so one guy walked in and he thought she had forgotten about him, and he remembered everything. She remembered everything, and she even had stuff sitting on the counter that he didn't even know he needed yet. So it was really cool. It was awesome seeing you in your element.
Oh, thanks.
And is there any places that you're going to be out and about in the community coming up that?
Oh yeah, we'll be in Rialto actually for Little League startup week next weekend on Saturday. Yeah, so we'll be doing that.
Oh, cool.
We'll be doing samples there.
So since, a lot of our listeners are from City of Rialto, there you go. You guys can come check her out, get some samples and stuff like that. And how can if people want to have you out at their event, how do they get a hold of you?
You can either call the store, which I'm normally there, leave a message if we're not. You can find us on Instagram, NutriShop North Fontana, or Facebook, NutriShop North Fontana as well.
And we'll share all those links on our page, Let's Talk Community, too. So if you guys want to go there or you're already there, you'll be able to see them. We're also going to embed address, phone number, and social media links in this video. So if you guys see it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram somewhere, which you should, you guys will have all the links there, too. So it was awesome having you in here. Thank you so much for taking time out of a family party.
Of course.
So before we end, we wanted to talk about a few events coming up in the Inland Empire. And we do this basically because we a lot of times people they're nonprofits, they don't have any way to promote themselves, and I think that is horrible because there's some awesome things happening in the Inland Empire. And the first thing, if you guys aren't busy tonight, if you guys want to head out to Las Conchitas Mexican Restaurant and Cantina in San Bernardino at 168 Southeast Street, our buddy Suavemente is going to be out there with his Tres Leches comedy night. So head on out there and check out his comedy show. Prices are super reasonable, so that would be something good. And then don't forget, Jamie Beck is having a career vision workshop at the Smiley Library in Redlands coming up, so you don't want to miss that. If you want information on that, we will be posting that to our Facebook page, Let's Talk Community. So just want to thank everybody for coming out today, for listening. For those of you who are going to watch the replay, thank you for watching the replay and making our numbers grow and grow. And don't forget to check out Inland Empire Explorer, Aisha Inan, and Mr. Inland Empire on Facebook. All right, there's the bumper music, guys. See you later. Peace.
You're listening to KCAA, Loma Linda, California. The best station in the nation.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
I'm Seth Everett. Oklahoma advanced to the first Final Four since 2002 with an 80-68 victory over Oregon in the West Regional Final. It was the Buddy Hield show as Oregon streaked to an 18-point lead and never let the Ducks back in it.
Cousins now around the screen from McNeese to Hield. 3 right wing. Good again! He is unconscious. 9 straight points for Oklahoma from Buddy Hield. He's got 26 and a 59-41 lead for OU.
He finished with 37. Meanwhile, in the other regional final of the night, Kansas and Villanova